have Rachael, the CEO and founder of the Brand Girls. We should be ready to start.
Good? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Hey guys, I'm excited to be here today. We're going to do a ton of strategy work, so I highly suggest everyone pen and paper. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, I want to go ahead and I want to get started with an activity. How's that sound? Good? Okay, I want everyone to please do me a favor. I want you to please close your eyes for me. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine that you're on your way to your dream job interview. You are wearing your pointiest stilettos. You're wearing a structured pencil skirt and a flowy beige blouse with bell-bottom sleeves. You walk up to the building, and it's a modern structure. You walk over, and you pull the big glass doors to the building, where you start walking across the lobby. You're feeling confident, you're feeling strong, you've prepped for this interview. You walk over to the elevator, you press the stainless steel elevator button, where you guided up that elevator, where you step off, walk down the hallway for your interview, where you sit down, you take a seat, and the woman in front of you says one thing. She says, "I want to know the answer to the question of why you." You say, "What? Why me?" And she says, "Yes, why you? Why should we choose you over the thousands of other applicants who want this position?" Ladies, keep your eyes shut. I want you to answer that question in your head for yourself. What's most likely to happen is your hands start to sweat and your heart starts to race and you start spewing out words like, "I'm organized, I'm a leader, I recently worked at..." Now go ahead and open your eyes. Now, I hate to break it to you, ladies, but those are quite literally the same exact words that the thousands of other applicants used, and now you're left as this pretty, average, generic flower in a field of thousands, and you did not leave any sort of impression other than she seems nice. Nice, and you guys are so much more than that. So what if we went back to the scene of the interview? And guys, feel free to take a picture of this if this is helpful. And you said, "Well, I am an articulate and I'm a trend-forward public relations professional. I flourish in situations where I can serve as a liaison on behalf of a luxury group. I've been recognized for my strong visual eye and unique ability to strategize and initiate special projects." Now, this was used by one of my clients, and she's doing PR now with Marchesa. So here's the deal, ladies. Right here shows your value, right? You're poised, confident, you show your self-worth, and you knock it out of the park. Now, ladies, my name is Rachael Bozsik, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Brand Girls. I've been recognized in the press as a modern career girls guide. I help women break into the fashion industry. I help women start businesses within the fashion industry. And I really help them create a life that they always dreamed of with strategy behind them. Women I have coached have quite literally gone from they either know, one, their dream job, or number two, they're unsure of their focus. And the ladies I've coached have quite literally gone from lifeguard to E, sales associate to L'Oreal, intern to Girls Life magazine, another sales associate to Calvin Klein, working as a secretary to Neiman Marcus, a barista to Diane von Furstenberg, another sales associate to Oscar de la Renta, working in insurance to Michael Kors, working in accounting to starting a blog and partnering with major and big brands like Rebecca Minkoff, to being totally, completely confused. How the heck do I start a business? What would my business look like? I have a mock-up of a product, to being featured in Women's Wear Daily. Now, these women that I coach work at top-tier positions. They're all in the headquarters and create really top-tier programs. They create top-tier businesses covered in the press where thousands apply, but few are considered. So what's the common theme? The common theme is brand confidence. They're no different than you. They just got extremely clear on who they are, what's their value, and then most importantly, how do they sell it? So quite literally, they've gone from sales associate to working at these top tier positions with no other experience in between. They're working at these major headquarters because they know how to sell. So let's talk about brand confidence. What the heck is it? So I'm really passionate about this topic. At the Brand Girls, we talk a lot about brand confidence. How to get it, where to get it, how to grow it, how to keep it. Now, we're doing this sort of work in professional confidence and brand confidence because we, as women, we're underestimating our abilities. We are 4 times less likely to ask for a raise than our male counterpart. And then when we do, you guys, it's for 3 times as less. 3 times. So what is brand confidence? So brand confidence is doing what you want to do without being afraid. So meaning if you created a 6-month plan for your content calendar, you're moving really swiftly through it because you're proud of your content and you know it's going to resonate with your readers. Or maybe you want to apply for a PR position, but it says 5 to 6 years of experience, and you have 4. You read the job description, you said, you know, I actually really do fit. You know, I hit 5 out of the 6 bullet points, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply. Now, the really cool thing about professional confidence is once you have it, it does nothing but good things for you. Meaning, if you know you and you know your value, once you land your dream job, then you're going to be most definitely negotiating your salary. When you create brand content that you're really proud of on your blog, then you're going to go out there and really negotiate some big contracts with sponsors. So it's really important that we figure this out together. And the really cool thing about brand confidence and everything in life is everything is figure-outable. I love this quote by Marie Forleo, everything is figure-outable. So the pictures that you saw of those women that I showed earlier that are working in these major headquarters, they just figured it out. So we're going to take a lot of notes here. So I want everyone to do me a favor. I want you to write down what is your dream job? Or maybe what is your dream business? What does it look like? Now, in order to become the woman that you want to be, we need to get clear. Who is this woman? Okay, after you do that, I want you to write down 3 actionable things you think you need to do today to get you to that dream goal. Can you guys give me a raise of hands when you're done, just so I know we're on the same page? Oh, yeah, wait a second. Yep. Okay, so I know that might have been a little bit tricky because you're probably feeling I have way more than 3 things I need to do in order to get me to where I want to be. So I so got that, and I applaud you guys for figuring out your 3 next strategies, because what we need to do is we need to start creating confidence with momentum. Meaning, if you know that you need to start working on your interview skills, then we need to start with little pieces like how do we introduce you? Or how are we going to describe the answer to why you? And with those mini pieces and those mini successes, we're able to create momentum. Now, we know that confidence is built through a series of yes, you did it moments. Confidence is built through a series of yes, you did it moments. Meaning that if you get called in for your dream job interview, you're of course not going to feel today like, oh my God, I got this. Of course they're going to hire me. I'm feeling totally confident in my answer to why you. I get that. But if you're able to start networking and putting yourself out there like you are today and starting to be more articulate in how you're answering the question, why you, in conversations with your peers, or if you start, reaching out to different bloggers and grabbing coffee and start really networking within the industry, when the dream job interview pops up, because it will, you're not gonna feel like you're gonna throw up and pass out at the same time. You're gonna feel like, I got this because I've had all of these mini moments. I've gone to so many networking events. I've met with so many bloggers that I need to start putting myself out there and I'm gonna feel more confident. So I want you guys to start with 3 pieces. Now, as we mentioned earlier, confidence is a muscle that has to be flexed. We have to train your brain to get there. It's built through a series of yes, you did it moments. Now, I want to start with 2 specific areas, and these 2 specific areas of brand confidence and resume confidence are probably on your list of things that you need to cover today. And I hear a lot of confusion around these 2 topics, so I want to make sure that you guys have the strategies. Okay, so let's first start with personal brand confidence. So what is a personal brand? So it's hard to consider yourself a brand, but in a sense, you are. You make an impression, you give an experience, this is your brand. Basically, your brand is when you exit the room what other people are saying about you. Now, unfortunately, a lot of women, their personal brand is she seems nice. Right? We did that activity in the beginning. We are not getting the job by she seems nice. You guys are not getting the major sponsorship deals by she seems stylish and cool. Right? So we need to get really, really clear, like, what is your own personal brand? So let's use Ralph Lauren as an example, and I'm using Ralph Lauren because we had the opening Olympic ceremony yesterday. So when we all think of Ralph Lauren, we're probably thinking the same exact things, right? We're thinking preppy, we're thinking classic. What else are we thinking of? What are some buzzwords? Timeless? Sophisticated? Yeah. We're all thinking the same exact things because Ralph Lauren's brand is consistent on every single platform. Meaning, last night when we were watching the opening Olympic ceremonies, American athletes were marching out in Ralph Lauren gear. Or when you go into a Ralph Lauren store, you see a tweed chair. Or you're reading Elle magazine and you see this really handsome polo player. So what we need to do is we need to get really, really clear on who is your brand, what's your value, and how are we going to make sure that it's consistent. So I want to first start with some buzzwords about your own personal brand, and a lot of categories I hear come up oftentimes in interviews. Women saying that they're creative, women saying that they're organized, women saying that they're analytical. As you guys know, analytical and saying you're creative is not getting you the job. So essentially what I want to do with you guys today is I want to help you create a library. I want to help you create a bank. I want to help you create a vault of buzzwords that are elevated, that really describe your brand in a whole new light. So do you guys see the difference between telling, Louis Vuitton during a PR meeting, that you might be interviewing for, I'm really creative, versus saying something along the lines of, I've been recognized as a visionary leader who offers a trend-forward approach to, new campaigns. Big difference, right? Night and day. So I want everyone, if you guys can't see them, I'm going to list them out. I want you to make kind of a circle or a box or whatever it is on your page, and I want you to say, my brand library. We need to start creating a vault. We need to start creating a space where you start becoming really familiar with vocabulary that's elevated and it's on point. So when someone asks you why you're able to answer it confidently. So creative, here's some buzzwords. Visionary, trend forward, co-creator, inventive. Okay, organize, solution-oriented, organizational leader, deliberate and consistent, or coordinator. Analytical, systematic, strategic thinker, logistics driven, investigative. And what I want you to do is once you get really clear on what's in your vault, what's in your library, I want these buzzwords to become part of you. I quite literally want you practicing them in the mirror. I want you writing them out on Post-its and putting them on your laptop. If you're not familiar with your own buzzwords and your own brand, you're going to fall victim to I'm creative. Or you're going to fall victim to, I'm really organized. And as we all know, creative organized is not getting you the job, and you're leaving that interview and they're saying, well, she seems nice. Nice is not it for you guys. Okay, The next thing that I want you guys to do with me is I want you to write down 3 brands that you love and 3 brands that you admire. Guys, I could totally care less if you own them, if you afford them, maybe you grew up with them, maybe you use them every single day in your normal life. Everyone right now, without trying to second guess yourself, write down what are 3 brands that you feel deeply connected to. Okay, now the reason why I want you guys writing down these ideas of brands that you feel connected to is because we ourselves, as our own personal brand, we automatically connect with brands that have similar missions and values. So this idea of building out our vault, building out our library, building out a space with elevated buzzwords, it's really helpful if we can kind of tag on some other mission statements, some other companies that have similar values. So for example, I love Lululemon. I work out in it every single day. It's no wonder I'm connected to Lululemon because their mission, if you go right on their website, it's all about inclusivity, it's all about community, it's all about positivity. Do you guys see how right there, those are 3 buzzwords that I can use in my interviews if I was looking for a position? So I want everyone right now to circle, like, what is that one brand that you really, really feel deeply connected to? Then, if you have your phone, I would love everyone to pull out their phone right now. I want to spend the next 2 or 3 minutes. I want everyone to get on Google. I want you to look up that dream company that you feel really connected to. I want you reading through their mission statement. I want you looking at their blog. I want you reading their about page, and I want everyone to pull 5 buzzwords for their own brand library. And if anyone's having any problems, just pop your hand up, and I'm more than happy to help you kind of figure it out. I'd love to have you guys continue this, but I also wanted together as a group have some people kind of share what they've learned. I want people to kind of share some buzzwords because a lot of companies you guys are connected to, somebody else in the room is connected to something similar. So I want to help everyone together to grow out your bank, grow out your library, so you start becoming familiar with an elevated vocabulary. Leslie, would you be open to sharing with us who's your company you feel connected to and maybe a buzzword that aligns? Okay. Sure, yeah, sure. What is that one? Chanel. Okay, so what are some buzzwords that describe Chanel that would also describe you? Classic, right? Classic, sophisticated, right? They're always beyond the trends, right? They've already created it way long ago and they're still with it. So like using those types of vocabulary would be great. Does anyone else have something else they want to share? Yeah.
So mine is Estee Lauder.
Great, yeah.
And one of the keys from it is
I love that. Cultural relevance. So what do you want to do?
So, well, part of what I go to school
Okay.
at FIT,
Yeah.
and I'm president of a club, and it's International Fashion and Culture Association. So that has a big impact into what like I believe in and inspire and want to spread throughout the FIT campus.
I love this. Can you say it one more time? What does Estee Lauder, what was that little phrase that you loved?
Cultural relevance and respect.
Okay, so here's the deal, guys. If she's explaining her position as a leader on the FIT campus, right, she's an event coordinator, she organizes the speakers, she puts together content calendars, she does promo, she does it all. So instead of her saying to an employer, like most students would, you know, I'm a leader on campus, part of the fashion club, I really enjoy the fashion club, I coordinate a lot of events, she's able to say something along the lines of, I work directly with a team of 10 women, and us together as a board, we bring in speakers, we cover topics, we create content calendars that have
Cultural relevance and respect.
cultural relevance and respect is our key, and in the past, 6 months, we brought in 5 speakers, including speakers from 1, 2, 3 companies. Big difference, right? Okay, awesome. So I want to encourage everyone to continue to build out your list. It's going to be so helpful for you. I want to give you an example one more time. I'm going to repeat this, so feel free to jot this down quickly. One of my clients I work with recently, now she's at Louis Vuitton and she's in her visual merchandising department. Her buzzword is she's creative, right? She's uber creative, but so is everybody else. So when asked, kind of why her, how would she describe her creativity? She said, I have been recognized as a visionary leader who puts together trend-forward mood boards, trend-forward programs, trend-forward strategies to help drive the bottom line growth of a company. You guys see the difference? Okay, awesome. Okay, so the next idea I want to talk about is resume confidence. Everybody needs a resume to break in. We all know this. So to the idea of you guys have your bank and you have your library of your buzzwords, now we're going to start to sprinkle in those buzzwords throughout the resume. As you guys know, your brands, just like Ralph Lauren in that example we used, need to be consistent on every single platform. So, quite literally, your resume should match your cover letter, should match your calling card, should also match your website. And we just want to get clear on that. You guys can be on Adobe Illustrator creating it yourself. You guys can get on Etsy and you can buy a template. You guys can get on Canva and buy a template for $2. We need to have brand consistency. We also want to use a similar vocabulary. We want to sprinkle out those buzzwords. So let's talk about it. I work with HR all day, every day. I know what they're looking for. We teach our girls how to get in because we know what they're looking for. Everybody here wants to get a 2-column resume, 2 columns. The reason why you want a 2-column resume is because HR is spending an average, you guys, 6 seconds looking at an interview. With a 2-column resume, it's a lot easier for them to find your content. Meaning, it's a lot easier for them to say, here's her contact information, here's her skills, here's some of her past experiences. It's all organized really quickly, and it's also really visually appealing. And you want to make sure, as we just spoke about, it's always on brand. Your logo is consistent, your typeface is consistent. You guys should have a style guide for your professional life. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and this is so crucial and so important, is you want to rebrand your positions based off of what you're going after. So those examples where I showed the clients earlier going from sales associate to working at major headquarters is because they're able in their head to figure out, okay, if I'm going after a PR position, if I'm going after an events coordinator position, if I'm going after X, Y, and Z, I need to somehow figure out, how to sell sales associate in a new light where they would say, this is cool, this is relevant, and she has, most importantly, transferable skills. So let's talk about this quickly. I know everybody here in this room has had some sort of sales associate position. So let's say, for example, that you were a sales associate and you did the normal things like setting up and closing down the store. Or maybe you helped manage inventory. Or maybe you help provide customer service. Can we all agree, like everyone in a sales associate role does those pieces? Great. So let's talk about how you're going to sell that to a dream company, Oscar de la Renta, to help them do their visual merchandising for the headquarters. Instead of saying you're a sales associate, you're going to want to elevate the experience to say something along the lines of maybe you're a sales executive, or maybe you also worked in client styling. So you're going to do a new title. Then what you're going to do, so let's go kind of step by step. Instead of saying you set up and you close down the store, you're going to say something like you help strategize visual merchandising efforts on a bi-weekly basis. Do you guys see the difference? I'll say this over and over again. Names and numbers equal value. Names and numbers equal value. You guys should have an absolute minimum of 2 numbers per every experience paragraph that you write up. 2 numbers for every experience paragraph you write up. Every experience paragraph should have a maximum, absolute maximum of 5 bullet points. 5, that's it. Okay, so let's say something along the lines of, you would say normally that you managed inventory. Instead, you would say, you directed inventory management of over $500,000. And you did quarterly purchases by going to X, Y, and Z trade shows. You went to the Javits Center, you did X, Y, and Z. Really specific with a name. Instead of you provided customer service, you want to try to see if you could find an actionable list of numbers and names behind it. You could say something like you styled an average of 100 clients in a 6-month time frame. And you helped them do work associated with special events, and this resulted in over $100,000 in sales. If you don't know your numbers, I would absolutely suggest that you connect back with your boss. If you don't have specific numbers for you and your actual work, you can put in things like, together as a team, or together as a group, or our department did X, Y, and Z. I will keep saying this. Names and numbers equal value. A company will hire you if you can show them, by hiring you, you have transferable skills. You have already done the work that they need. You've already done the work that they need. By hiring you, and I'd write this down, you are saving them time, energy, and money. Time, energy, and money. Now, this is kind of interesting. I'll share this story with you guys. I was helping my friend. She needs someone to do her PR, and she's in the lifestyle fashion sort of space. She interviewed 3 women, all of them extremely qualified. They've done great pitches. They've gotten great press offerings. They've done it all. 2 of the women were saying things like, I really enjoy networking, I enjoy pitching, I've gotten my clients placed. This is basically saying, I'm a teacher and I like kids. Can we all agree? It's super generic. It's like, why you? I'm organized, I'm a leader. The woman that she ended up hiring, she was less qualified, but she said something along the lines of, I go to 2 networking events a week, and I always make an effort to, go out to 2 lunches a month, whatever it is, with these editors. In the past week alone, I've sent out 40 press releases. In the past 2 weeks, I've gotten my clients placed in Marie Claire and Wall Street Journal. Who'd she hire? She hired her, right? And guess what? The other 2 women probably did those things. It's basically saying, I'm a teacher and I've done lesson plans. But back to my point, if you don't know how to sell, then you're selling yourself short. Names and numbers equal value. Names and numbers equal value, okay? Cannot highlight that enough. She ended up hiring that woman because that woman's gonna save her time, energy, and money. Time, she doesn't have to go to the networking events. The woman already made it clear. Energy, she's gonna get them placed right away, right? She already writes 40 press releases a week. And money, to that point, she's gonna be placed in the press. In the past 2 weeks, Wall Street Journal and Marie Claire. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, so I would highly suggest everyone, tomorrow you really sit down with your resume, and I would deconstruct it from start to finish. I would quite literally copy and paste a few buzzwords or key ideas that work, but I wouldn't try to revamp the content. I would quite literally try to start from scratch, and as you're starting from scratch, I would come prepared with a list of those numbers, of those names, where you really show your value. I'd have thesaurus sitting up with you. Creative, organized, analytical aren't working. Your buzzwords in your brand library is what you're looking for. Helpful? Okay. Okay, these were 2 resumes. The one on the left was one of my clients, and she's at Calvin Klein, their headquarters. On the right, she's over at Barney's. So I just want to show you guys in terms of visually what they should be looking like. This is what you guys are going for. Okay. I want to give you guys this idea. I love, love, love this thought leader, Elizabeth Gilbert. And if you guys are looking for a book, Big Magic is it. You guys absolutely, I see Big Magic. Yeah, you guys, Big Magic is for you. It's all about stepping into your own personal power, trusting your creative ability. But she says this one thing that I love. She says, do you have the courage to bring forth the treasures that are hidden within you? You guys all have an it factor. Everybody here in this room has a special factor. Everyone has an answer to the question of why you. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of strategy, and a little bit of building out your brand library to get really clean and consistent on who are you, and then how are you going to present it on every single platform. Resume being one of your biggest ones to open up that door. Everybody has on their chair a little pinky promise. I'd love everyone to pull these out. Okay, I want everyone together to sign your name. And what it is it says, I, your name, pinky promise to choose courage over fear, to step into my personal power, to stay true to myself, to craft a vision of my dreams, because I'm worth it. And it says, oh, baby, you're worth it. You guys, everybody has a special factor, as I mentioned, and I love empowering women to stay true to themselves and become the woman you want to be by firstly uncovering who is that woman and what does that dream career really look like. I've seen clients place these, or women I've connected with, in their mirror. Put this somewhere in your laptop. Put this somewhere where it feels connected to you and as a reminder that, like, wherever you are right now, whether you're doing a sales associate job, whether you're trying to start that side hustle with a blog, like, it's absolutely attainable. We just need to get really clear on your messaging. Now, you guys, I'm here as a career resource for you. I'm here the entire day to answer any questions you guys have. I have my team with me, Adriana over here in the back. Adriana also works at Glamour Magazine. I have Heather over here with us as well. So we're here all day to answer questions, but I'm also here right now to answer any questions about what you guys are currently struggling with, where you're currently at, if you feel like, you have an interview coming up and you need some support, or maybe you sent out an email and you're not getting the response you wanted, or you're just feeling overwhelmed with all these options. I'd love to spend a few minutes and just hear what's going on and what I can support you guys with. What do you guys have for me? Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to get, just to be clear, out of the legal industry into the fashion industry. You've already done a lot of PR and marketing work, meaning you already have the buzzwords, right? Like, you already have the transferable skills. So what you're going to want to do is, like, you're going to want to essentially, like, the same idea of, like, dress for the job you want. Like, I would create a resume template for the job you want. Within the fashion industry, you want to use color. I highly suggest 3 colors maximum. You guys are using 2 neutrals and then 1 color, whatever that is. I would also, if I were you, I would make a huge focus on getting yourself to more events like these, to doing probably 1 informational interview, grabbing coffee with an industry expert a week. I love that you have the transferable skills, right? Now we just need to kind of twist it and sell it and say, I've done it before, but I also have some key contacts that recognize, like, even though I don't have a ton of experience necessarily in the fashion space, like, they've understood the work that I've done, they can speak on my behalf. We need some, like, advocates on your team. You have done the work, you have the skill set, now you just gotta break in. Break in 1 with the resume, they're gonna see that. I also want you to think, like, so you've done some PR and marketing work within the legal industry. I would try to think, like, have you done any interesting work with influencers? So meaning, like, maybe they're not fashion-focused influencers, but maybe they were, like, your CEO and you help kind of profile them in a new light. Like, that'd be something interesting to say. Or maybe you help put together a really corporate conference. We can kind of sell a little bit of, like, I've done some event coordination, I've worked with vendors. Like, look for your buzzwords for the industry you want to get into and then make the other pieces work. Is that helpful? Okay, awesome. Good. Yeah, I'm here. We could chat more about that after. What else do we have? Yeah.
So I'm trying to fit my resume and stuff, so I've been, like, going it over lately, and I have some, like, of this sales associate job, and then I also have some fashion styling and
Great.
makeup and hair jobs I've done. So, and also with my club experience at school, I'm trying to fit it all into, like, a 1 page, and it's really hard, and I just don't know how to, like, get myself with it, and also starting my blog. I don't know what.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like you have 2 questions, so I can make sure I cover the first one first. So the first question is, like, I have done a lot, right? And I'm really excited about what I've done. I'm proud about what I've done, but I understand I need to be on 1 page. You are totally right, 1 page. That's it. Okay, so what I would do if I were you is I would do a huge emphasis on your current roles, and I'd make sure those have 5 bullet points. And then the roles that you maybe done in the years past that don't align, meaning they are 3 years out. Guys, resumes 3 years like forward, especially in the space like the fashion industry. If you guys are every 1 to 3 years moving, 3 years. So if I were you, I would kind of weed out everything that's like from 3 years past. So you're in college right now. Everything from high school doesn't matter anymore. I know you did a lot of leadership positions. You're proud of it. We just really want to make sure that you have your message really clear and consistent because HR is spending 6 seconds looking at your resume. 6 seconds. Okay? Okay, and your second question, can you repeat this one? It was about how do you start a blog or? Okay, yeah. Let's first talk about like trying to break into the professional world, doing PR, doing events, doing styling, doing visual merchandising. You guys all don't need a blog. Like if you're not a blogger and that's not like your sole way you're trying to make money, you don't need a blog. What I would suggest you do is make a portfolio. I would make a portfolio that highlights your past experiences and past work so you don't feel like this is huge burden if this isn't your space to create content that you have to do it every single week. So I would create a portfolio. In your portfolio, I put a sampling of your past work. So if you're really interested in social media, I put some screenshots of your past work. If you help coordinate a bunch of events, I put pictures of that. And I kind of categorize it into 3 different themes, 3 different categories. So once again, if you are not trying to be a blogger full-time, I would absolutely suggest that you create a portfolio as a complement to your resume. That's what you're looking for, a complement. Okay, and her question is, like, I've had all these experiences. They're not going to fit on that one page. Where else can I put them? You're going to put them in the left-hand column, and you're going to call that involvement. That's any, like, outside philanthropy work you guys have done. That's any leadership positions that maybe you've had within your organization. Any awards, any of those pieces. Awesome, good question. Yeah? What other questions do you guys have for me? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Sorry, say it again. Yep, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you're using your brand library buzzwords consistently over and over and over again. So meaning what would you say like your special factor is? Innovative. Okay, so if I were you, I'd be using words like, you know, I'm super inventive. I've been recognized for being forward-thinking in my thought process. I've been recognized for being a co-collaborator. Like, I would just constantly use these ideas of innovative, inventive, collaboration over and over again in your conversations that all fit within your brand library. So when you leave, they're like, this girl has the ideas, right? She's always moving ahead, and she's always consistent in that idea. Is that helpful? Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Okay, so your question is, you have a blog, you already have your buzzwords, how can you kind of enhance that feeling and experience on the website? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect question. Yeah, I think I got it. So basically she's saying, like, I have my colors figured out. I kind of have the experience on the website. Someone's going to my page, but I feel like they're still not getting exactly what I'm trying to portray. Like, how else can I do that? Is that correct? Okay, love it. Okay, great question. Here's the deal. Your brand can be seen in a variety of ways. Colors, logos, theme, your layout, your pictures, it's all consistent. But what you also need is personality. You need a brand personality. So those are the buzzwords, but it sounds like you really resonate with a certain demographic. If I were you, I would have your about page the most amazing and wonderful thing, and probably a list of ideas about you and bullet points that other people can say, oh, that seems like me, and I get this space as a safe space, somewhere I can hang, somewhere I can feel like I get, new information about. I'd maybe even film a video. So your brand is also your personality and not just the colors, the images that you use. Is that helpful? Okay, good. Yeah, good. What else? Yeah. Great.
And before I had like 1 or 2 clients here, but it was fun because I had my job. Now it's like my sole income.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what's the most professional way to like pitch to clients just to get like new clients, just not to seem too pushy or like in a professional way. Like, do I send my resume? Do I send how would I put like a complete professional pitch package together just to get new clients? Any advice on that?
I love this question. Yeah, I'm really passionate about helping women, like, not only create a business, but make sure, like, we uncover, like, where are your main generation of, like, the revenue? Like, where is it, and how can we tap it strategically? So basically, her question was, like, I have a business, I have past clients, I've built out a portfolio, I'm super creative, but, like, how do I strategize the revenue? Like, what do I do to get there? Okay, client retention, client retention, client retention. If I were you, it sounds like you've had some fabulous, great clients. I would create some sort of referral program, and it doesn't need to be, buy one, get one free or anything like tacky in that sense, but it quite literally can be, if because you share this with your friend, I'd love to do X, Y, and Z for you, and I just kind of off the cuff, I'd love to help you prepare for your event. So I would do client retention as like a main source. After you get a new client, I would have a system and plan, just like you have a welcome series when you bring a client on board, right? I'm sure you do some sort of client intake, you go to her house, you got mood boards, like you have a program to bring her in. You need to program when she's going out so she remembers you. So what I mean by that is I would be sending out Christmas gifts. I would highly suggest, like, after you style her for something special, like you get all the images and you send her this gorgeous PDF and you highlight her, right? Like I would create an experience as she leaves. I would also, I don't know if you have a CRM, like where you're tracking your client's information. Okay, so what I would do if I were you is I would like put in tasks and put in reminders of when she has important things coming up. So like she has her birthday and you know her birthday, I would like tap in with her, like, what are you planning on wearing? I saw this dress the other day and I thought of you. I would be connecting with your clients, your past clients, probably every 2 months or so. Client retention's where your money's at. Yeah, good. Okay, we have 5 more minutes. I think 1 or 2 more questions, yeah. Good for you, awesome. Sorry, I missed. Okay. Yeah, I do. I love this question. Okay, so just to regroup so everyone's on the same page, she made it to her dream company, it sounds like. She really likes the company culture. She's in a good spot, but she's not really passionate about her department. She wants to go to a space where she studied in school e-commerce. How the heck does she break into it? She's been applying to the positions internally, but isn't getting the offers. You, my friend, you need a sponsor. I actually just did an article with Forbes about this 2 weeks ago. You need someone that's an advocate on your team in that department. You need to start networking your way in. I want you to figure out who is someone that's at a similar level role to you in that department. And I would love for you to offer to take them to coffee, to take them to tea, tell them you love what they do, you want to hear about their day-to-day, you think there's some collaboration. I would start to learn about their piece. Once you kind of learn about their piece and what they have going on, then I would try to somehow, by going to different events maybe, by having your new friend, because you guys are on the same level, right? There's no real competition, introduce you to her boss. Now that boss becomes the mentor. We can talk about this, like I can help you strategize this, but basically what we need is someone on the other side in that department when something pops up. What's your name? They're like, Madison's got it, Madison be perfect, my mentee, she's over in the other department, she's amazing at this. I don't want you like not apply internally, but I want you to spend probably double your effort on networking. Is that helpful? Okay, awesome. You guys, I'm gonna be here for the rest of the day. I'm here as a career resource, gosh, that's a tough little phrase, for you. Come say hi to me, my team's here, we'd be happy to chit chat. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. Thanks guys.